Hey guys, welcome back. We have a new game. It's called Detective in the Duke. Okay, I have all the settings set up. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Okay, no hamsters were harmed in the development. Mikola, what's the holdup? Are you still struggling with that camera? Is this safe? Load settings. On. See. The font. That comic. Okay, looks better. Mikola. Just a sec, Oksana. This is a delicate process. All right, done. We're good to go. 3, 2, 1, action. Good evening, dear viewers. This is a breaking news report. Just a few hours ago, gaming journalist and streamer Ole Hamston, widely known for his playthroughs of visual novels, was kidnapped right from his own apartment. A police unit has already arrived at the scene. So far, it's been confirmed that the case has been assigned to Detective Inna Duke. Not much is known about Inna Duke herself, but her father, Richard Duke, a retired police colonel, is it colonel? Colonel? Once held the highest case-solving record in the city's history. Now let's try to get closer and learn more about what happened. Oh, I thought you could do quick save. Right. Evening, folks. Past this point, only residents are allowed through. Good evening. We are filming a segment for Ukrainian Wave News. Could you tell us what exactly happened here? Wait, hold up. You mean I'm gonna be on TV? Like the whole country's gonna see me? Yes, of course. You'll be a star. So how about a few comments on the case? Oh, well then. First off, I want to say hi to my mom and dad and a big shout out to my godfather, Vasil, and godmother, Tatiana, and to my cousin, Stepan, and an even bigger one. Cause Stepan, if you forgot you still got my bike, let me tell you, I haven't. Maybe we could stay on topic? Huh? Oh, right. So anyway, we got the call. Around 10 p.m., my partner and I were still at the station. We were just about to head home, but you know, when duty calls, you go. Tough job, no fixed hours, and don't even get me started on the danger. Sometimes you think, well, this might be the day I meet my maker. But hey, if not us, then who? So yeah, we get the call. Some guy says his friend's been kidnapped right out of his own apartment. Crazy times, huh? Imagine that. You're sitting there having tea or coffee and then bam, someone snatches you. Wild stuff. But you know that's not my department. I just thank God and keep the peace. So you don't actually know anything about the case then? Me? Yeah, just what I told you. Oh, for cycling. Cycling? What did I think of cycling? For crying out loud. Nicola, wrap it up. That's all we're getting tonight. We'll air what we got and try to talk to the detective tomorrow. Ole's apartment, 11:16 p.m. You'll never find him. Inaduk. Good evening. So you were the first one to arrive at the crime scene? Was Officer 2 a snake? Yes, unless you count Vitali, the kidnapped hamster's friend, who called me and my partner. Got it. Then Arkady and I will question the witness first and take a closer look at the scene afterward. Sounds good. I'll go talk to the neighbors. Maybe someone heard or saw something. Arkady, where are you? Right here, Lieutenant. First of all, it's an honor to work with the daughter of the one and only Colonel Duke. And even though this is my first serious case, I'm ready to give everything I've got. Uh-huh. Very touching. Come on, we need to ask the victim's friend a few questions. Good evening, I'm Lieutenant Inna Duke, and this is my assistant, Corporal Arkady Ferno. Please tell us your name. Vitali Foxley. And how are you related to the victim? I mean, to the kidnapped hamster? I'm his friend and colleague. Alright, then Vitali, start from the very beginning. Arkady, take notes. 3 hours earlier. It was just a regular evening. Ollie was streaming playthroughs from the jam dedicated to creating Ukrainian visual novels. Is that YouTube? Top chat. Hey, he does it every year. It was the third day since he started streaming the jam and the third visual novel he'd finished. Oh, once I took part in the very first Ukrainian visual novel jam. Sadly, I didn't manage to win anything back then. Could someone explain to me what visual novels have to do with boiled fruit? Oh, different kind of jam. It's a short game development marathon where participants make a game in a limited time, usually based on a set theme. Got it. Go on, Vitaly. While watching the stream, Oleg had just finished another visual novel. What was it called again? Alright. The Vicious Mirror of Pure Consciousness. I remember Oleg completely tore it apart. God, why? Why? I started off so promising. And what do we get? This? Okay. There's no way this one's even making it to the top 3. Not a chance. Sure, it looks decent. I would give it that. But the writing, come on, we read it together, folks. That text was... don't even get me started on punctuation, the misuse of conjunctions, and all those tiny grammar slips. And using interpret instead of explain. Please. I need a short break. Time for some calming tea. I'll be back in 7 minutes, and we'll keep reading more visual novels. Wait, what? Why 7 minutes though? That's weird. YouTube. Oh, this guy thinks he's an expert. I love you, all that. I don't know, this novel is kind of written a bit clumsy. But the devs only had 2 weeks. You can't drop a masterpiece that fast. Read my novel next. Donate. Steal my game. Is that Netflix Ukrainian movies watch on? Anonymous fans. OF. YouTube live streaming by M1 Abrams DIY nuke tutorial. Back alive main page. Meter reading. What's that? Recipes. Potato pen. Hot sweet. Other bookmarks. What else? 2.8k subscribers. That's good. Just reading through. Damn, that was a total roast. Crudo, but true. The Vicious Mirror of Pure Consciousness started off strong, but the ending just didn't hit it at all. Haha, Oleg forgot to mute his mic. Oleg, bro, we can't hear everything. Don't do anything sus. Thank God he went to make tea and not, you know.
Hey,
Well, what's that banging noise?
what are you doing?
Anyone else hearing this? What's happening over there?
Help!
Oleg, you alive?
Help me!
What happened?
Help me, somebody!
I want to please call Oleg. RN, make sure he's okay. Registered nurse? I called Oleg right away, but on the stream I could hear his phone ringing. No one answered. When I got there, everything in the hallway was upside down. There was a strange inscription in the bedroom and Oleg was gone. I immediately called the police. Understood, Vitaly. Do you have any reason to suspect anyone in particular in this kidnapping? Honestly, I don't know. Everyone loves Oleg. Friends, co-workers, everyone. What about his financial situation? Kidnappings are usually about ransom money. Nah, nothing like that. He's not exactly rolling in dough. I really can't imagine why anyone would do this. Corporal Arkady and I will come scene for any leads. And you, Vitaly. Don't wander off. We might have more questions. And what's that on the floor? First clue. What even is that? A tube of glue? Oh, sorry, Lieutenant Ina. That's my glue. It fell out of my bag. I'm afraid to ask, Katie, but why do you carry glue around? Oh, not just glue, tape, wire cutters, some meds, thread, a pocket knife, scissors, and even a tiny pyrometer. My favorite anime detective carries the same kit. You never know what might come in handy. Right, well, just try not to lose your stuff at the crime scenes from now on. I'll be more careful, I promise. Good, let's do a careful sweep of the room. You never find him. Looks like the kidnapping was driven by revenge or hatred. If the kidnappers were after ransom, this message wouldn't make sense. What do you think, Arcady? I'm not sure. Do you think the message was written in blood? Damn, I didn't even consider that, maybe. Oh no, please, not that. Relax, let me check. It doesn't smell like blood. Phew, then what is it? Only one way to find out. I'll have to click it. What? What if it is blood? What do you expect, Katie? Being a detective isn't exactly a walk in the park. Don't you have forensic? Okay, here goes. Oh, it is blood. No, it's jam. Then why do you make that face? It's black currant. What's that? Oh, can you click on it? Gross. Something tells me this isn't a coincidence. Jam on the wall, visual novel, jam. There's a connection. Could the kidnapper hinting at why Ola Hampton was taken? Sometimes criminals are so full of themselves they can't resist leaving a trail. Vanity, definitely my favorite scene. What did you say? Not me. Al Pacino, the devil's advocate, is a quote. Let's keep searching the room. Okay, we have a few. Who's that in the photo with Ole? Oh, that's his girlfriend. She's been abroad for a few days at a conference. I haven't told her anything yet, and I really hope you find Ole before she finds out. We do everything we can. Yeah, my word. And what are those numbers on the back of the picture? Do they mean anything to you? 2049, 1922, 1984, 1408. No idea, honestly. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind just in case. The bed is made and the pajamas are laid out for the night. Clearly, Ole had no plans after the stream. Exactly. Those visual novels reviews usually take a while and can be exhausting. So after streaming, Ole would put on his favorite pajamas and go straight to sleep. Someone shamelessly ruined this decent hamster's evening routine. It's our duty to find the culprit, whoever they are. That's right, Katie, and that's exactly what we are doing. Let's move on. That's a lot of talking. Oh, look at that. Signal uncharted lands. Cute dogs. Interesting posters. I can't say I'm really into pop culture though. Want to believe. Dumpling. Bigger Top K. They're from some visual novels and one very famous TV show. It's about FBI agents investigating crimes committed by aliens. These aliens fly around in a giant dumpling and plan to replace all the world's food with dumplings. Okay? Doesn't sound too threatening. I see you got a thing for detective stories, Katie. Absolutely. As a kid, I read every single novel about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And I used to follow Richard Duke's investigations on TV. That's what inspired me to join the police, and now I'm walking alongside his daughter. Yes, right, let's keep searching. Yes, we keep doing that. Wait, can we take a look at it again? Oh, those numbers aren't on the portrait by accident. They must mean something important. Okay, can you look at the number? Nope. Nothing unusual on the desk itself. Let's check the computer. Who turned off the stream? I did. When I came to see what had happened, we need to print out the chat log and attach it to the case file. From some of these comments, I can tell it was pretty critical about the visual novel he was streaming. Maybe a little. You know how it is. Sometimes emotions just slip out. He didn't mean any harm. I believe you, but could it be that one of the authors took that criticism too personally? This was the third day after viewing the visual novels. How did Ole speak about the previous two? Well, they were decent. Had some fun ideas, but definitely not top tier. I'll make that quite clear. Noted. We should also take a closer look at his computer. There might be clues hidden in his personal files. Wow, is that Ole on the desktop wallpaper? Dude. Yeah, that was from a gaming convention. There was cosplay contest and Ole actually won first place. I love cosplay too. So Arcady, does that mean you've got costumes like this? Well, not exactly like this, but yeah, I got a few. Good for you. Really? Of course, disguise is one of the key skills of a true investigator. Beginners usually think dressing all in black is the best way to blend in, but that's a rookie mistake. We don't live in a town full of ninjas in black, you know. It's impressive, Corporal, that you've already mastered the basic of disguise. Ha, I knew cosplay was a valuable skill. If only my old school teacher could hear that now. Alright, let's see what we can find on this desktop. Photo. Oh, nice. Really nice graphic. That's me and Ole at the gaming convention before he put on his legendary costume. Oh, it was such a fun and wonderful day. Wait a second, who's that figure in black behind you? I never even noticed that before though. Maybe it's just a mannequin with a cloak turned over it. Or one of the cosplay contest participants. Or someone who was following Ole at the convention. You should take this photo and process it on your superpower Prowler's computer. Zoom in and enhance the pixelate, and then we'll see that person clearly. Are you serious? Where did you even get the idea? We got two old laptops barely clinging to life at the station. I guess not everything they show in the TV show is true. Anyway, the image is too blurry to make out any details, so it's hard to call this a lead. Not to be alive for any party. Probably seems useful for the investigation. What if we have to go undercover and track down a kidnapper at a party like James Barr, Agent 00152? We have to blend in with a crowd of strangers. This document could come in handy. I highly doubt that, but fine, but we got nothing to lose by checking it. Oh, jokes from the stalker game. A stalker goes around, the word base, Not funny, not funny at all. I knew this file would be useless. I write it down anyway. Completely confidential, sure. This looks like some of the kind of game, doesn't it? I'm not really into this stuff. Scotty, Forest Keepers, Signal Uncharted Lands. I think this was a game that included if you buy this game. And this game is a combo. Nice. Stalkers 2, I Want to Believe, Menace from the Deep, Slam Clicker, to Hearth. Titan Chaser. Yeah, that's right. I've already played a few and can safely recommend them. You know, I want to try for a long time to dive into some wonderful imaginary world to discover the new fascinating stories. But I'm always stuck at work until late. Almost every night I sit in our gloomy police station where unsolved cases hang over my conscience like the sword of Damos, and the dust on old files reminds me of the endless cycle of the lawn man chase after the villain. Ahem, got distracted. Let's continue. A password protected folder, completely confidential. Hey. What? 1984 maybe. Hey. Interesting. There are only audio files here. Strange thing to lock behind a password. Let's play one and find out why.
Your potato pancakes, they drive me wild. Oh honey, can't you see? Golden, crispy, sweet temptation. You're the only snack for me.
Hey, that's Oleg, his song. Must be an early version. The final one sounds way better. I like this one, though. tasty. Your potato pancakes. Cool, bro. Let's stay focused on the investigation, shall we? That's it? And there's a lot left. Alright, what do we have here? A certificate of appreciation from the work team, a body deodorant, oh spruits, awaken the beast weekend. Intriguing. A glass of water with something alive in it. How long has this been standing here? Oh, ages. Last time I visited Olet, those tiny organisms was half the size they are now. I see. What else? A plate of potato pancakes. Quite aromatic, I must say. But Tali, don't eat the evidence. I can't help it. They smell amazing. You can't just arcade you too. Why are you eating the pancakes? What about you? Damn it, you're right. How did this potato pancake get into my mouth? How do I stop this? Alright, let's consider that we've thoroughly inspected the suspicious food item. They pose no further threat. Write that in a report. On it. There are also some books here. Interesting titles. Keep Calm, It's Just a Game. Beginner's Guide to Chill Gaming. The #1 detective bestseller. Shot to Death Again. And How to Overcome Your Potato Pancake Addiction. Oh, the book. Where were you when I needed you? What does it say inside? First page says in huge letters. But why? And the rest are filled with dozens of potato pancake recipes. Vitaly, what's that lockbox over there? No idea. Arkady, did you, favorite detective from that cartoon, carry any gadgets for lock picking? It's an anime, a detective anime. Whatever you say. So, can you open the box? Sure thing, easy peasy. Ah. Hey, a tornado, interesting. We need to restore it to its original form. Well, we gotta do this. At the bottom here. It is here. I don't know about this one. What? Alright. Oh. Was blend in. Your judgments are biased. Your ratings are unfair. When time comes, no one will hear your plea. Threat, Vitaly, do you know about this note? No, Oleg didn't tell me anything. Maybe he got it recently and just didn't have time to mention it. This note is an important piece of evidence. Good thing we found it. We've done with the dresser. What's next? We've finished the room with the room inspection. Vitaly, you're free to go. We have your number and we'll call if anything turns up. Go home and rest. You need your strength. Miss Duke, I canvassed the neighbors, but unfortunately no one saw or heard anything. That's bad, alright? We work with what we got. Arkady, let's head back to the station. We need to pull all the leads together. "12:43 a.m. Police station. Here it is, Arkady, the clue board. Every detective's best friend. This is where we sort out all the dots and facts we gather during the investigation. Wow, anime detectives do that too. I just hope you've learned as much from the police academy as you have from those anime detectives. Now we need to place every single clue in the right spot and connect them to the evidence photos. Let's get into it. Oh. Thread note. An unknown sender sent an anonymous thread note. one. A young, ambitious streamer, journalist. According to his friends, he had no enemies among acquaintances or colleagues. The inscription on the wall, gem of visual novels, a coincidence that it echoes the contest name. The content of the note shows the sender was irritated by all his allegedly biased criticism. Author of the note, author of the novel. Note could have been written by the author of one of the novels Oleg criticized. Ooh. It was the third day of judging the gem entries. All three novels were sharply criticized by Oleg during his stream. Some viewers sided with Oleg and left hostile comments directed at the participants' works. Motive? If the kidnappers is one of the gem participants, they would have every reason to be angry at Oleg Hamston. He harshly, though, some would say, fairly criticized the literacy works submitted to the visual novel Gem. Enemies among novelists. The kidnapped person may have made enemies among Gem participants because of his style of critic. The inscription was made with blackcurrant jam. Was it deliberate or just the only thing that culprit had on hand? Not just a coincidence. The culprit purposely wrote it to underline the motive. Visual novel Gem. So all tied together, that says the kidnapper, a Gem participant. The Gem written message on the wall. Oleg Hamston's harsh critics of Gem entries in the anonymous threads note. Everything points to someone among the Gem participants. So the only possible conclusion is that the kidnapping was committed by one of the Gem participants whose visual novels Oleg already reviewed on his stream. We have to question them. Should we go right now? Catch them off guard? What? No, we bring them tomorrow morning and question them properly by the book. Right, then. I'll see you at work tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Katie. Rain. Rain swallows Kiev whole, trying to wash away all the cruelty and hate. City whispers, a deceitful voice humming between the glow of billboards and the choke of clogged drains. Telling stories best left untold. Oleg's abduction isn't just a crime. It's a sign the city's gone under. Drowning in a pit where justice is nothing but an empty echo. I can hear the sewers breathing heavily, as if beneath the streets sigh all those who vanished long ago. Who can't even whisper their pleas for help anymore. But in this flood of filth and lawlessness, I stand tall like a lighthouse for the last time. I'll do everything to make sure Oleg doesn't become one of those missing voices in the city's dark alleys. Tomorrow, I'll take one step closer to the unraveling this mysterious disappearance. But for now, my weary mind is a break and a cup of hot chocolate dark as the night itself. That's our first day. 7 a.m. Mikola, for crying out loud, you still can't set up the damn camera right. Oksana, it's not my fault the channel's on a shoestring budget. Can't afford new gear. Any minute now, Inadu's gonna show up, and if we don't get her comments today because you're still fiddling with the camera, I swear the next thing they have to buy won't be a new camera, but a cast for the cameraman. Jeez. Chill. Already fixed it. Why are you freaking out? Fine, roll it. She's coming this way. How do I look? Don't answer. Of course, I look amazing. 3, 2, 1, go. Miss Inaduk, just a moment. Could you say a few words about the kidnapping of the famous streamer? How's that investigation going? Any suspects yet? Are you consulting your famous father on this case? Lieutenant? Sorry, what? You is Lieutenant Inaduk. Where did you even get this info? A little bird told me. What bird exactly? Name, species, and position. Oh, come on, Ina. It's just an expression. Besides, journalistic ethics forbid me from revealing my sources. and police ethics forbid me from revealing my case details. Alice, tell us, do you have any leads, any suspects? What's going on here? Nothing special. The reporter was just leaving if they want to keep their press credentials. That's intimidation. Free media. I'll make sure this goes into our news segment. Ooh, let's go, McCullough. Katie, are you ready to interrogate the suspects? Should I bring something? Gloves, a plastic bag, maybe handcuffs? What? Duh. No, it's just an interview, not a crime show. You've been watching the wrong kind of detective. I wonder what kind of detective anime. Maybe Conan? Will he watch Conan? I don't know. Conan doesn't bring gadgets though. He doesn't bring a lot. Just asking. No harm done. Fine, let's get to work. Where should I start? Alina and Alina Larden, 18 and 20 years old, respectively living together in a small rented flat, both studying at the Faculty of... What? Theology? What is that? Also working part-time as baristas at Charlotte's Web Cafe, is that correct? Pretty much. We haven't been working at the cafe for like a couple of weeks now. Why? Excuse me. Oh, nothing major. Just some misunderstandings with the owner, that's all. Alina, are you currently taking part in the Ukrainian visual novel jam? Of course we are. We've been making our own visual novels for 3 years now, full of emotions and deep reflections on the philosophical aspects of life. We blend everyday reality with dreamlike plots. We fill our readers' hearts, hope, passion, and beauty. Are you familiar with the name Ole Hamsten? For sure, that's arrogant hamster. 3 years we've been submitting our novels to the jam, and 3 years he's been roasting us to ashes. Meanwhile, other streamers actually like our work. We even won first place last year. See, if they won first place, they might not have been the suspect. I mean, now they are the suspect, but like, they won first place. What's the point of kidnapping him, right? You know what Hampson said about our winning entry? If that thing wins first place, I'll eat my fancy pants. Guess what? Turn out the hamster doesn't wear any pants at all. So you had every reason to wish Ole Hampson's ill? Wait, what? What's going on? Is this about his stream last night? Did something happen to him? Last night, Ole Hampson was kidnapped from his apartment. We believe the abduction may be connected to the jam. Oh my gosh, look, we might have said something harsh, but it's not like we meant him harm. We just wanted a bit of respect for our work, that's all. Where were you yesterday between 8 and 10 p.m.? At home, watching that same stream where Nick picked our new visual novel. The visuals mirror a pure consciousness. Our comments are even in the chat. But watching a stream and writing comments can easily be done from a phone, right? Well, technically, yes. The stream was announced beforehand. You knew fully well he would never hold back and always speak his mind. For 2 years, you endured his arrogance, but this time you snapped, didn't you? You waited for the perfect moment and kidnapped him. Oh, that's assumption. You don't know yet. What? No. There are 2 of you. Taking down one hamster wouldn't be too hard. It's a hamster for anyone. That wouldn't be too hard either. Aha, so I meant it was easy for you. What? No, that's not what we meant. We had nothing to do with it. What about the note? The anonymous threat letter. What note? What are you talking about? We found a letter in Hampson's apartment. It contained threats, clearly written by someone upset with his subjective criticism. Whatever we wanted to say, we say it to his face. We don't need to hide behind the anonymous note. Very well, that's all for now, but stay available. We might need to call you again. Just in case. Crash. Stephen Oley, 32, vice president of an IT company, lives in downtown Kiev in his own apartment, also owns a house and a plot in the suburbs. Currently getting his 3rd degree, this time in cultural anthropology, and on top of that, creates visual novels. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's correct. Looks suspicious. Tell me, why would someone like you take part in a visual novel jam? Someone like me? Aha! What? Handsome guys are allowed to make visual novels now? Just kidding. I get your point. You're not the first to ask. It's simple. I enjoy it. I love writing, coming up with silly characters who get into absurd situations. I love when people smile while reading my stuff. That's all there is to it. And how do you deal with criticism? Criticism? What kind of criticism? For example, from streamer Ollie Hampton, he tore your novel apart on his stream the day before yesterday. How did you take that? Oh, that, yeah, I saw it. It took it just fine. I've been watching his streams for a couple of years. Usually his criticism's fair enough, even it comes with a few sharp jabs. The other night he nailed me for my awful grammar and spelling. He wasn't wrong. Next time I'll have someone proofread. He also called my idea too simple, which I can't argue with. My novel, Detective Kittens, was never meant to be deep. It's a bit of fun to unwind after work, that's all. Where were you yesterday between 8 and 10 p.m.? I was doing research and gathering materials for my academic paper as part of my studies. And the topic of that paper isn't, by any chance, how to kidnap a poor hamster out of revenge. Ah, funny, no, it's not. What's all this about anyway? Yesterday evening, Ollie Hampton was kidnapped from his own apartment live during his stream. We have reason to believe the abduction is connected to participants of the visual novel jam. Wow, that's a serious messed up. Did you watch Hampton's stream last night? Nope, I was busy doing other things. Is there anyone who can confirm your alibi? Look, I get it. This is serious, but well, as you know, I'm studying cultural anthropology. It's fascinating learning about all these cultural and religious traditions across different layers of society. Some of the people I talk to for my research aren't exactly open to outsider. It took me quite a bit of effort to get them share their stories, and naturally that all happened under strict confidentiality. So no one can actually confirm your alibi at the time of Hampton kidnapping? We're just supposed to take your word for it that you were with someone, but it's all super secret and you can't say who, right? Sounds bad when you put it that way, but yeah, that's how it is. One more thing. We found an anonymous thread note in Hampton's apartment. Your wings behind that? What? No way. Oh. I'm a grown owl. I don't write anonymous letters just because someone draws in my novel. Alright, that'll be all for now. You're free to go, but we may contact you again anytime. Von Goose. Nick Von Goose. 28 years old. You work as an administrator at a local grocery store, and in your free time you play video games, watch anime, and write scripts for visual novel. Is that all correct? Wait, it actually says in the case file that I play games and watch anime? Interesting, but yeah, overall, that's correct. Mr. Von Goose, have you participated in the visual novel jam? The police already into visual novels, huh? Reached the freedom of speech part, have we? Or are you finding people for misplaced comments now? Just answer the question while you're being asked politely. Is that how you folks usually talk here? Huh? Alright, fine. I've been participating in the visual novel jam since the very first one, gotta say. I had the most experience writing scripts for novel and the talent. Yeah, probably the most, if I'm being completely honest. Of course, not everyone can catch the layers of meaning I hide under the shimmer of my tangled words. Not every reader can grasp the terms I work in my text. But I'm not writing for the masses. I write for the few connoisseurs, like-minded souls, folks who can really sink their teeth into sprawling, nautic text. I write for those who aren't scared off by the word entelechy. Every one of my works is an act of self-immolation from which I rise again like a phoenix. What? A simple yes would have just done just fine, but thanks for the answer. Are you familiar with all the Hampton streams? Yeah, he's actually a fan of my works. Really? Streams, recordings, plus testimony from one of the witnesses suggest that the exact opposite. Your novel was the first one up for review, right? Of course, huh? My novel, Fracture of Forgotten Will, was first. Ole gave me that privilege as one of the most dedicated participants in the novel jams. And frankly, he needed to set a quality bar for the rest. Well, in the stream, Ole said, and I quote, Nick Von Sku's new work is significantly weaker than all of his previous texts. It feels forced and lacking in creativity. His novel is unlikely to resonate in poetic depth of meaning or meaning. The plot is so twisted it seems as though the idea came straight out of a fever dream. Enough! Sorry, I remember exactly what Ola said. Not that I ever expected him or anyone else truly understand my art. Like I said, it's not casual readers. It's not for casual readers. Well, I skimmed through your latest piece myself, and it really does feel deliberately complicated, like it's trying to show up, hey, that's your style. Wow, what could Caps possibly know about the delicate fabric woven from words? You know, our corporate actually drove the novel once too. Yep, that's right. Really now, huh? And what was that about? Well, it was a detective story, a dark detective solving a murder case. And I think I remember that. The first jam, yeah, predictable, detective, but you tried. Just like you with your latest novel, but it seems even a genius like you wasn't spare all this critique. Quite a motive, huh? Motive for what? Honestly, I still don't get why I'm here. I'm starting to feel like you are just a couple of my fans who want to get closer. Ole Hampson was kidnapped yesterday from his own apartment. We have every reason to suspect the participants of the novel jam, whose works Ole had already reviewed on his streams. What? You lost your mind if you think I'm involved? Where were you yesterday from 8 to 10 p.m.? Home, watching Ole's stream. But I could hear something happen in his apartment on the stream, but a kidnapping? I never could have guessed that. Can anyone confirm your alibi? No, I leave alone. So, you have a motive. And you have motive. And no alibi. I have no motive. Hampson's criticism isn't the first or last in my life. I've learned to rise above it. His words didn't get to me at all. And what about the note? The anonymous threat note we found in the victim's apartment. What note? What? I know nothing about kidnapping or any note. You're just throwing darts, blindfolded, hoping someone slips up. Well, that someone isn't me. Fine, that'll be all for today, but we'll be in touch, Mr. Van Goose. The interrogation of the suspect is over. Corporal, let's wrap things up on the clue bar you're already familiar with. Okay. See. Okay, I'm gonna just block them in first. Then we can read them later. Okay. Ole Hampton criticized the novel. No alibi. I don't think anybody has an alibi, right? They lost their job, but why hasn't there been a ransom request? Oh. Potential motive, lack of alibi. They all have potential motive and lack of alibi. Oh, man. What do you think about our findings, Katie? All in all three suspects had a motive for revenge. Some more, some less. Not a single person in the view had a confirmed alibi. But there's also no direct evidence that would point to anyone specific. There's nothing to catch on to. That's the problem. Meanwhile, Oleg could be in danger and in need of help. Tomorrow we tell the suspect and continue gathering information about the activities. We don't have the resources to spend much on surveillance or much time. We start with Nick Van Goose, who spent his mornings at Charlotte's Web, a cafe adored by writers and literati. How do you say it? Literati? Hmm. There, Katie. You apply all your cosplay skills. You have to disguise yourself as a writer. We need to win the owner's trust while not raising any suspicion in Van Goose. Next, the Lawrence sister. We find out what they're up to between their classes. And finally, Stepan Owley. His explanation of the alibi sounded way too suspicious. It does. When it did, right? Who are these mysterious strangers? Could they be related to the kidnapping? Tomorrow, we dive even deeper into the suspects' lives and pull their secrets out. Wow. Tomorrow is going to be a serious day. I need to get home quickly to prepare my costumes. Do you have anything for this, guys? I could grab something for you too, Lieutenant. Believe me, I've been in this game for so many years that I have a whole wardrobe for undercover work. But don't worry about that. You better go get some rest. We meet by the cafe in the morning. Got it. See you tomorrow then. See you tomorrow, Cobra. Save. It's been raining for 3 days straight. Kiev has turned into an old cold case forgotten in the archives. Damn grimy, and smelling of mildew. The streets are whispering louder than usual tonight, or maybe it isn't the street talking to me at all. What is it then? Intuition? An inner voice? Conscience? Or just the fear of slipping up? I need to be honest with myself. That voice whispering in the back of my mind knows all my secrets. Why bother lying? I'm not afraid of failing this game because some little hamsters might end up in a wet ditch, joining the legion of those lost to these streets forever. No, I'm afraid because everyone will be whispering behind my back. Look at there she is, such a legendary father and such a pathetic daughter. Why is she even trying? She never held a candle to Richard Duke. And there it is, 1 minute. I'm sizing up suspect, dragging the secrets into the light and measuring them with my critical moral yardstick. And the next I'm reviewed as nothing more than a fraud. Maybe I should have listened to the Cobra and play hardball. Maybe I shouldn't waste time on all the permits, warrants, and red tape. Who's going to care about a few broken protocols if the victim is found alive? Or at least if the kidnapper is caught. But then who am I? If I start crossing that line, what's left of me? How am I any better than the ones I'm hunting? The law isn't just some procedure. It's the only thing keeping me from becoming a monster. It seemed the whisper in my head is of the same mind, but for how long? Going home and catching some sleep? That's what I need right now, and double shot of hot chocolate, dark like the eyes of this rain-soaked city. Another rainy day, but bad weather won't stop a real detective. Truth be told, I still haven't picked out the right disguise. I wonder what the writers who frequent cafes actually looks like. They could look like just about anyone, really, but we'll still choose the most appropriate outfit so Nick Von School doesn't recognize me and the cafe owner doesn't suspect I'm not a regular. I'm sure I can find a few options in my wardrobe. It looks nice, like a nerd. Okay, sharp. Now it's time to meet Cobra Arcady. Where on earth is Arcady? We agreed to meet right here. Okay, what the hell? Cobra, wow on earth, this look. You were supposed to go undercover as a writer. Where have you ever seen a writer who looks like this? But this is definitely a writer's costume, Lieutenant Ina. I completely copied the look of the protagonist from that brilliant anime. I just wanted to write novels, but fate made me a detective and a sword master in rainy Edo. Admit it, you just made that up on the fly, didn't you? Titles don't get that long and stupid. No, I'm telling the truth. By the way, it's a really fascinating ongoing series. The story begins with a rather untalented writer getting... Well, what do we have here? Has the police department finally reformed its dress code? Mr. Indaduk, I generally almost didn't recognize you. Nicola, quick turn on the camera. Don't even dream on it, Sana. We are currently on duty, and I have every right to hold you accountable for obstructing an investigation. By the way, what are you even doing here? Nothing much. Just wanted to grab a coffee. I hope you won't mind. I hope you won't want to arrest me for that, Lieutenant. Anyway, it's time for us to go. Unlike some people, I actually have a devious kidnapping to investigate, not the world of fashion to explore. See you. Damn it, that journalist is in the loop about everything again. Well, that is supposedly her job. You really know how to be supportive, Katie. I'll give you that. Let's just go inside, try to act as natural as possible. Oh, nice drawing. I like that. Right at work. Katie, there he is, the first suspect. Try not to draw any attention. Maybe Nick Von Goose will give himself away somehow. We have to keep a close eyes on him. You little shit. I'll find you and tear you into pieces. Oh no, it's recognized us. How dare you write something like that about my novella? Yeah, it looks like the suspect isn't screaming at us, but it's his own laptop. A situation everyone's been in. Let's go talk to the staff for now. I wonder where everyone is. Oh, sure. Welcome to the Charlotte's Web, cafe for the soul and creativity. Is that a custom from the anime I just wanted right now? But by me a detective and sawmaster in Reniado. It looks fantastic. Thank you, I sewed it myself. I adored that anime. So that title wasn't made up after all. Would like to order some coffee and have a little chat with you? A chat, you say? Caught you red-handed, are you with that scurry reporter? Minions of those snoopers. I just kicked her out. She was pretending to be a regular. Claims she was a writer too, in a way. So are you her accomplice? Or from some other publication competitors? Or maybe you're from the police? If so, I don't know anything. I'm not going to snitch on anyone from our Cozy Writers Association. No, my friend, I come here all the time. We love, drinking coffee and making up novellas. Yes, we absolutely adore it. And I suppose you're definitely not here to collect rumors. Well, actually, we heard about what happened the day before yesterday, but I just wanted to discuss. Oh yes, that whole business has already shaken up our little community. But after having to fire both baristas, I simply don't have enough pause for everything. Let's do this. If you really are regulars here, then you're really sure familiar with our legendary drink, the mug of inspiration, right? Ahem, of course, we absolutely adore that drink. Splendid. Then you all prepared. You see for myself, and that you're telling the truth. And at the same time, you help me out a bit because I simply don't have time to make a drink that for that gentleman at the table. Well, we don't have much of a choice. Could you remind us of the recipe? Alright, though I thought you were familiar with it. Listen closely. 2 shots of espresso, 1 serving of maple syrups, espresso, maple syrup to make a drink aromatic, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 shots espressos, 1 serving of maple syrup, hazelnut extract. They say hazelnut can unlock the hidden potential within each of us. So don't hold back. Add exactly 3 drops. 2 spoons of pumpkin pear puree to evoke feelings of coziness and home. And finally, it's 1 serving of coconut milk for a soft and delicate texture. Got that? Good. Dude, I already forgot. No. I should have wrote it down. Hazelnut. Oh my god. What? How many cinnamon? No. Oh, I should have saved. Okay. Jeez. Color's all wrong. Anyway, you're who you claim to be. Well, I shouldn't have counted on you. Now I have to whip up the drink myself. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You completely ruined my mood. Miss Inna, I have a plan to get the owner talking, but you have to trust me. Oh, Katie, I don't know. You almost blew our cover, and you wasn't like a bit, and you weren't exactly a bit help with the coffee brewing. Fine, I'll just you one more time. I'm so sorry. Your mood is ruined. Won't you let me try to brighten it up? What? So, as a stalker walks into the trader shop, I'll take 5 expired cans of food and a moldy loaf of bread. Is he trying to tell a joke? It's all over. We're going to get kicked out. Yeah, but last week you could. Oh, that actually is funny. All right, so be it. I'll take this to the customer now, and then we can have ourselves a little chat. Yeah, I am. So, what did you want to ask? Man, I should have just wrote that recipe down. Um, Coffee shop first. Interesting name, Charlotte's Web. So does that mean your name is Charlotte? Haha, no, my name is Fate. For the first few months, the shop was called Fate's Web, but that name started causing certain issues. Different people could come by and ask if I started some kind of cult here. So I decided to change the name to something more literary, and honestly, I don't regret it one bit. Kidnapping. From what we've heard, Ole Hampston could have been kidnapped by one of the visual novel creators after streamer criticized. What do you think about that? I find that hard to believe. Yes, many regulars at Charlotte's Web dislike Hampston. Some were annoyed by his self-confidence and a sudden arrogance, otherwise were simply upset by his criticism. But enough to commit such a serious crime? No, I don't believe it. Since you already heard what happened to the famous streamer Ole Hampson, tell us, are you personally acquainted with the kidnapped victim? I barely know him. I only saw him in person once. I remember it was a few years ago. It was a pleasant autumn evening. The place was packed. Writers, artists, musicians, a lot of visual novel creators loved my shop. Everyone was chatting. Some were laughing, others were heatedly discussing some text. When the door suddenly opened and Ole Hampson walked in, every single guest went dead silent and stared at the newcomer as one. It actually looked a bit creepy back then. Ole just ordered a coffee and went on his way. It was only later that I was told why the customers reacted like that. Almost everyone there had faced harsh criticism from that streamer at some point, but Ole Hampson hasn't stepped foot in my shop since then. Well, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Take care. Have a nice day. I think there were 2 other questions that was grayed out. It's probably because we failed the recipe. Okay. All right. Katie, we didn't learn much, but it's a start. We wrap things up this evening, but for now, we need to hurry to the Lawrence sisters. As far as I know, their classes at college are almost over, so it'll be interesting to see where they head next. Maybe they'll lead us straight to the kidnapped victim. Let's move, Corporal. Near the college. Now, Cobra, I'm going to teach you a vital rule of surveillance, invisibility. Sometimes just picking the right clothes isn't enough. You have to completely blend into the environment to get as close to the target as possible. Am I seeing things, or did that push just blink now? So, how many are you taking? Sometimes, Cobra, this kind of covert surveillance can last for hours, maybe even days. You need to develop endurance and patience. These are essential qualities for crunch, 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 crunch. What the hell, Cobra? Are you eating now? Now that pussy is eating cheap, see for yourselves. Stop making things up. Just focus on our product. First class quality. Just got hungry, Lieutenant. We should grab the bite at the coffee shop. My stomach is literally growling. Good thing I always keep a small stash of snacks on me. Some chips? What? No, of course not. Hello. What flavor are they? Pickle? Deal pickle. Go, crows. Definitely don't want any. And pull yourself together. For heaven's sake, we're on duty. What do you think they are talking about? Unfortunately, it's too dangerous to get any closer. We might be spotted. Just a second. Okay, I see them now. The Lawrence sisters seem to be offering something for sale to another student. The student next to them is squinting and looking right at us. What? Alright, I have enough. That push is watching us. Stop talking nonsense. But it has binoculars. Damn it, there really is some creep hiding in the bushes. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Spying on innocent students. Gross. Let's get out of here, sister, and find a quieter spot. What about me? Fine, I'll just go home. Well, Corporal, we're in a real pickle now. You ruined everything again. But I understand that you're still learning and this is your first serious case. But Hampton's life is on the line. Get it together. Yes, Lieutenant. Well, we still have time to prepare for the surveillance of our next target, Stepan Owley. It's already known that during the kidnapping, according to him, he was meeting with some suspicious individuals returned today. Maybe he'll let us do the kidnapped Owley, or at least help us find out more on this case. Entrance to the abandoned metro branch. Miss Inna, where on earth are we? It looks like abandoned tunnels. No unfinished subway system, I've got this right. But why would Stepan Owley come to such a creepy, deserted place? Oh, there he is. Careful, Arcady. He mustn't seen us. Password. Abbas Motue non Fremont. What? You may pass. Did you hear that, Corporal? Apes Montue non Fremont. What does that even mean? No clue. My Latin is a bit rusty. But we had the password. So let's move, Corporal. Please, who are you? Haven't seen your faces around here before. Oh, we're just new here. We received an invitation from Stepan. We don't use names here. Password. Apes Montue non Fremont. Fine, but where are your ceremonial drops? Oh, where are your ceremonial drops? We haven't been issued any yet. Lucky for you, my wife always pack a couple of washed and iron spare ropes for me. He says, mark my words, there'll always be someone who leaves their rope at home and then there's you. That's how they'll notice you and raise your rank. You're just novices, of course, so I won't be getting any promotion out of you, but I can't exactly let you look in looking like that. Here, take this. Thank you. Yeah, don't get lost in there. Enjoy the mass. Thank you, I guess. Did you notice something strange, Katie? Yeah, everything. Everything is strange. Generally, yes, but it's especially notable that the guard didn't react to your police uniform at all. Yeah, right, but why? I can only assume that you're not the first one to show up here in a police uniform. That's why the guard didn't pay it any mind. Oh, let's find the right way and figure out what's going on here, but where do we go? I doubt these unfinished tunnels are very long. Let's just look for the right path to the meeting place. Probably this one. Could this be this one? That locked. Golden sweet roll went right here. What? Let's find a place to sit and avoid drawing any attention to ourselves. Miss Inna, I spotted a couple of local councilmen in the crowd. Wow, that means this organization has some serious connections. We might be onto something big here, Katie. Why, that's the chief of the neighboring police precinct. Now it makes sense why the guard at the entrance didn't react to your uniform at all, Corporal. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to another mass of our friendly organization, the Dominant Order. Last time we spoke about how far we have strayed from our natural birthright, the right of predators. We talked about how step by step we allow others to convince us that our instincts are a flaw and our strength is a source of shame. Today I want to expand on that though, and perhaps reach the only logical conclusion. Yeah. That's right, finally. And so, thousands of years ago, our ancestors ran free through the forest. They took what they wanted by the right of the strong, and no one doubted that this was true order of nature. And one day, one of them showed weakness. He said, "No, I will not eat this chicken. It has the right to life too." And what happened next? The chicken became our equal. It's outrageous. Howling. What a disgrace. Exactly, it's a disgrace, because if a chicken is equal to a predator, then what is a predator? We brothers and sisters are the alphas of this war. Nature created us faster and stronger. And what did we do with that gift? We hit our teeth. We dodged our claws and learned to apologize for our own strength. But today I tell you, this must come to an end. We must establish the dominant order. An order where herbivores and granivores take the place nature itself intended for them. A place one step below us. What? No, I'm not talking about eating them. Come now. We are a civilized society after all. Boo! Weakling! Pathetic! I mean metaphorically, of course, we devour them in a figurative sense. You're all just a bunch of crazed lunatics. What? Who said that? Who's there? The turkey? Who let a turkey in here? My apologies, I thought it was a vulture, not a turkey. That's right, Major Cherkasson, a turkey. Folks, everyone, we have been exposed. She knows my name. Run for it, guys. Every soul for themselves. Run for it. Aha, let me through. What? Let me pass. Okay, that's weird. Miss Inna, Lieutenant Exley. I thought we were undercover here. I just couldn't stand this flood of absurdity, hatred, and sheer patheticness. Tell me, Katie, you're also a predator by birth. If you look at it that way, would you ever support something like this? No, and frankly, I don't think I have anything in common with these cultists. Also, I'm furious about what's going on here. Just imagine a chief of one of the police precincts, several deputies, and the royalties step on alley, and those are just the ones we know about. Who knows how many more respectable dimwits are involved in this? They might be dimwits, but they certainly don't lack influence in the city. So what are our options? We can't be sure the case won't be swept under the rug if we report it to our superior. Or worse, we'll just be kicked out of the police. And what do you suggest? Just turn a blind eye to all of this? Considering we have no evidence against specific individuals other than our own word anyway. Besides, these so-called alpha predators are rallied together again soon after such a scare and disgrace. Perhaps you are right. We need to decide how to proceed. I think it's best to report to the press. You know, Cobra, I think I've come up with another option, but for this, we have to team up with the enemy. Right. What? What do you mean? Give me a little time. You understand everything soon enough. In a new concept, you're asking for my help? Who would have thought? I'm not asking for your help, Oksana. I'm giving you a sensational story, and in return, you promise not to interfere with my investigation. We'll see. That depends on what kind of interesting things you prepare for me in this gloomy place. A secret code called the Dominant Order, which seeks to establish predator supremacy over everyone else. It includes influential individuals. I've given you a few names and lead you to their meeting's place. Well, is that interesting enough for you? This isn't just a story, it's a juicy scoop. I want all the dirty details and all the names. But you're under no circumstances to reveal the cobras or my names, dear. Miss Inna, for your information, I never revealed the names of my informants. Mikular, turn on the camera. It looks like we're about to have some real shock content. One hour later, police station. We're coming to you live from the scene. Behind me is a gathering of place of the members of the secret of a sect known as Dominant Order. Channel sponsor Poltava Durrani. Haven't you eaten Durrani yet? And we're coming to you. According to reliable sources I cannot disclose for security reasons, Ukrainian Wave has learned about the brutal and troubling ideas promoted by this organization. The exact number of its followers remain unknown. However, it is already clear that they include influential businessmen, politicians, and even high-rank police officers. Stay with us. After a short break, we'll bring more details from the scene. That was a brilliant move, Lieutenant. After a report like that, the cult members definitely won't be wanting to get together anymore. Keep it down, Cobra. If anyone finds out we went against protocol and turned to the press, we could be in serious trouble. Though I must admit, right now those predators are probably sitting terrified in their plush armchairs and watching as their dirty secrets come to light. Aha! And now let's get back to our case. Today has been a very long day. Not everything went according to plan, but there's some definite progress. Okay, let's summarize the result of our surveillance on the suspect and analyze the list we have. So, conclusion, Ola is being held for revenge and profit, maybe forced to make James for sale. Conclusion, besides revengeful criticism, could it be an ideological motive? Given the suspect character, revenge appears increasingly convincing as a motive. Yeah. What do you think about all this, Cobra? I think we still haven't found Ola Sampson. Thank you, Arcady. Your powers of observation are unmatched. I believe it's time to search the suspect residence. We gather a lot of evidence that raises serious concerns. Let's go. We catch them by surprise. Cobra, is this what they're teaching you at the academy these days? What about a search warrant? Did you forget? I just didn't want the suspect to have time to flee. Neither did I, but we are police officers, so we must follow protocol. I'll file a request for a warrant today, and tomorrow morning we can start searching the suspect's homes. And as far as I know, after today's incident, Stepan Oli went to his private house. We'll start with them. If he's holding Oli's Hampton anywhere, it's more likely there than in a downtown apartment. Then we'll pay a visit to Landon's sister and finally to Nick Von Goose. So is the workday over then? Yes, Cobra, you can go home. I'm going to stay a bit longer. Day 3 of the investigations, and instead of getting closer to saving Ole, I'm only sinking deeper into the filth this city has so well. Dark secrets surface one by one, cruelty that's become the norm, aggression that surprises no one, and illegal schemes unfolding right under our noses. The institutions are rotten to the core, and those meant to stand guard over the law have long since turned honor and duty into empty words. And as I try to untie this knot, it only pulls tighter. I feel myself drifting further from the answer. Those thoughts haunt me one after another. What if I fail? What happens to that poor hamster? What's left of my career, and whether I'll be able to look my father in the eye? But no, I can't let these thoughts get the best of me. I'll do everything in my power. A large cup of cocoa before bed will restore my faith in the city and in myself. Next day, police station. Miss Lieutenant Duke, good morning. Good morning, Cobra. Ready to conduct the searches? Yes, if I haven't mixed anything up, we're heading to Stepan Alley first. That's right. Let's go. What? What the hell is going on? We have a court warrant to search your place. Hamster life is at stake, so we won't waste any time. I would advise trying to get in our way. Katie, check the other rooms while I look over this one. I'm not going to get in your way. I have nothing to hide. I was just asleep and didn't get what was going on. I'm not an early bird. Do you want some coffee? Do you happen to have any cocoa? Ha, there's cocoa too. I'll make some right now. Meanwhile, I'll take a look around this room. Interesting posters. The owls are not what they seem. Sigh. Read those again. When we finally just find a perpetrator plan with all the crimes detailed during a search. If only someone would make the job easier for ordinary police investigators just once. And this colorful poster with a farm, something seems off about it. Exactly, there are letters encrypted right here. Is this some kind of hidden message? I need to take a look and find all the hidden letters, and I'll be able to understand more. E-A-O. What? And you. I think that's it. Oh, here. It's a bunch of letters. No. There must be something more to this. What if I rearrange them? Maybe it's an anagram. That's it. The letters form a phrase. All animals are equal. But that's not the full quote. The full quote goes, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This inscription is great proof of that Stepan Ali joined the dominant order, not just for research purposes after all, but for ideological ones too. Will you find anything interesting among the books? Worship of the Cracked Ceiling, Vassal Rustafio. This could be quite interesting. Maybe I can borrow this book after the investigation. Wait, stop. I need to focus on the case. It really does sound like a pumpkin conspiracy. This book might point to the truth of Ali's words about his stay in the dominant order being for research purposes only. Oh wow, this is a classic. I read this book back in school. Ooh, hamster psychology. I highly doubt this ended up on the shelf by accident. I definitely have to ask the suspect about this. Doesn't seem like there's anything special here. Wait a second, what is this? Stepan Alley, Vice President. What are these suspicious droplets? No time to take them to the lab. I have to do everything myself. Yuck. Black currant jam again. And that's already suspicious. And here is your cocoa, Lieutenant, and some crackers with jam too, in case you didn't have time for breakfast. Is this by any chance the same jam I found on your business card? Quite possibly. I usually buy only that one. Black currant, right? Yes, why? I hope they don't arrest individuals for eating blackcurrant jams. Haha. Unfortunately not, but an inscription made with the same jam was left by the kidnapper in the victim's apartment. And considering you have no alibi. Look, am I really the only one in Kiev who buys blackcurrant jam? It's the most delicious jam in the world. So you are not only a member of an immoral cult, but also a blackcurrant jam connoisseur. You don't look like a pervert at first glance. What? I don't understand what cult you're talking about. Dominant order. The name is familiar to you, isn't it? Oh, so you did notice me in the crowd after all. Look, I have already told you I'm conducting research for a scientific paper. I categorically condemn their views. I categorically condemn their views, but I had to blend into their environment to study it from the inside. Really? And what about the farm poster on your wall and the encrypted code on it? I don't quite understand what you mean. What encrypted code? All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Part of this code is encrypted in your poster. Are you going to keep pretending you knew nothing? But really, I didn't know when Major Jacobson, the very one you exposed yesterday, gave me this poster. I was surprised. However, the illustration was so bright and cheerful that I decided to hang it on the wall. It seems like just a friendly gesture to me, and I never once noticed any hidden meanings there. Of course, a regular friendly gesture set turns into a cannibal goat from a typical friendly adept. How could I not have guessed right away? Confess, Owlie, what did you do with the poor Ollie Hampston? Did you bring him in as a sacrifice? Was that your initiation? If you're capable of infiltrating such a cult for the sake of science, have you gone even further into research? Look, I understand that the dominant order looks and sounds terrible. That's essentially what it is. But believe me, during my time here, I didn't notice any signs of preparations for serious crimes. If even the slightest threat to anyone's life had arisen, I would have contacted the police immediately. Actually, I was going to do it anyway. I just wanted to gather more information, both for lawsuit and for academic research. And what about the book, Fluffy Aggression? Have you been interested in hamster psychology for a long time? About this book, after Ole Hampson criticized my first visual novel, his reaction didn't outrage me, but rather intrigued me. So you decided to make himself your test subject? Well, he reads my works, and I read his behavior. Fair trade. You know, Mr. Owley, you should be more careful with these studies of sex and cults when you stare into the darkness for too long. The darkness starts staring back. Lieutenant Duke, I've searched the other rooms. I didn't find anything suspicious. Well, considering everything I managed to find, Mr. Owley, I'm going to ask you to come with us. We are detaining you to clarify all the circumstances of the cases. You have no right. I'm calling my lawyer. Of course, you call once. We are at the station, and we are Arcady. And we, Arcady, will continue with the planned searches. Next stop, the Lawrence sister apartment. We're going to take them all in. The Lawrence sister apartment. Open up, police. Open up. We can hear you're inside. Open up, otherwise we have to break down the door. No, don't. We open up. Opening up already. Good day. What the hell is going on here? This is not all what you think. We are brewing this for ourselves. Personal use, not for sale, nothing illegal. Step aside right now. What is this? We're just doing this for ourselves. Making reserves for the winter. There are tons of jam here. Who's going to believe this is all just personal consumption? Well, sometimes we said sell it. That's true. That's what I thought. And judging by your reaction, you're running your business off the books. We're working on it, honestly. We're preparing the paperwork. And you're selling jam on the street illegally, aren't you? No way, come on, no street vending. Oh, really? We saw you trying to peddle your goods near the college just yesterday. Yesterday? But there were only us two, our classmate, and some perverts in the pushes. That's right, we are those perverts. Ahem, I think the cobra mean that we caught you red-handed, so answer me, are you engaged in illegal street vending? Oh yes, we are, but not for long. We're planning to switch to online sales. And what about blackcurrant jam? Do you have any? We make that too, but just a little bit. There's almost no demand for blackcurrant. But it was blackcurrant jam that was used to write the note the kidnapper left in the victim's apartment. An interesting coincidence, isn't it? The point, Cobra. We have a motive, revenge for the criticism, no alibi, and now physical evidence as well. What? No, we didn't do anything. We didn't even eat this blackcurrant jam. We only make it for sale because almost no one else produces. That's true, blackcurrant jam isn't in demand, so you won't find it in a big supermarkets or at the market. Have there been any many customers in the last couple of weeks? No, just two. The first one is a regular customer, always buy many jars at once. Describe him. It's a bird, an owl, I think. Always very elegantly dressed, probably a rich guy. Yes, it's Stepan Owling. And the second one? The second one is also a bird, but a very strange one. We don't even know the species, wearing huge glasses with a mustache. He had a mustache. Sounds like a fairy tale you must made up. You just made up. A mustache on a bird? What's next? He was hopping on 3 legs. You guys are full of it. We are going to the station right now, and we imprison you, and then you tell us how, full of hatred for that poor fairy streamer, you kidnapped him. Maybe even killed him. Maybe he's boiling in one of these pots right now, so you wouldn't have to hide the body. A blackcurrant hamster jam of sorts. Cobra, Fernal, Arcady, calm down. We're innocent, honestly. We told the absolute truth. It really was a mustachio bird. And we didn't have that much hostility toward LA. Yes, we were upset by his reaction, but nothing more. That's it. Oh, looks like we're in a real jam this time. I would still check what's in that pot. It looks somewhat suspicious. Considering what we learned yesterday while telling Stepan Alley, we shouldn't rule out even the most absurd theories. Cobra, inspect the pot. On it. I knew it was a peach. No other options ever crossed my mind. Of course, it's not what I imagined at first, but apple peel, seriously? A spoon? No way, I'm definitely never buying that jam. Ew, it's just half an apricot. Almonds? A rather unusual ingredients for jam. There is something both eerie and majestic about the way these berry pupils peer into the very depths of my soul, swaying slowly in the merciless boiling water. Finished, Katie? Yes, Lieutenant, and I can safely conclude the health and food safety inspection wouldn't hurt here at all. Damn it, Cobra, what on earth did you find? Oh, we think we're going to faint. I nearly fainted when I saw your concoction. I can understand experimenting with nuts, but apple peel, a spoon. Oh, we've been looking for that everywhere. Ew, is that all? But the Cobra make a fair point about the inspection permits. You can't peddle substandard products, especially without paying taxes. Let's summarize. We uncover an underground jam making lab. We confirmed that what we knew before, Stepan Ali really was buying blackcurrant jam. We also discovered he was an only buyer. Right, a mysterious mustachio bird in classes if he even exists at all. I think that's the Nick Von Goose. Exactly. Alina, for the time being, you remain suspect in the kidnapping case. Do not leave the city and answer your calls immediately. And remember, there's nowhere to run. Every patrol unit will have your descriptions. You aren't under arrest, but you are under close surveillance for now. It's time for us to go. Cobra, don't think Don't you think you went a bit overboard during the interrogation? The sisters were genuinely terrified, and it didn't exactly move the investigation forward. My apologies. I'm truly ashamed of my behavior. This is my first major case, and I'm deeply concerned for the victim's safety. I understand that where you're coming from, but if the suspect filed a complaint against us for misconduct, neither we nor the victim stand to gain anything from it. Let's move. Good afternoon. Due to the urgency of the case and a possible threat to the kidnapping victim's life, we must search your apartment. Here is the search warrant. What? No, I won't let you in. You have no right. It's pure audacity. I'll be filing a formal complaint. Couldn't you at least wipe your paws before walking on the carpet? My apologies, but we don't have time for etiquette. Don't break anything and don't touch my notes. The last thing I need is for you to steal my ideas. No one is planning to steal your ideas. We're just going to inspect everything, and if you have nothing to hide, we'll be out of here quickly. Let's start with the desk. Okay. Notes, books, laptop, and what is kept in this drawer is locked. I lost the key to it a long time ago. I don't even remember what I put in there. Some papers, probably. A pencil. Nothing important. Don't worry about it. The culprit will have you remember what's inside. Katie, bring your tools over here. Just a moment, let me take a look at the lock. Oh, this is easy. Almost done. Okay, good. I'll finish the search here. You go check the other rooms. We do. Right, what are you hiding, drawer? Well. What do we have here, It's just a magazine. And what, is it forbidden to have a magazine in one's own home? And where did the holes in the magazine come from? I don't know, maybe moths? Yes, moths. After all, the drawer had been shut for a long time. The magazine was released last week. Must have been one very hungry moth. I don't know what to say to that. And you don't need to say anything at all. I tell you everything myself. Olive Hampson criticized your novella. You lied that his criticism didn't get to you. Your pride couldn't take it. First, you sent him a threatening note. Ooh. Yes. I'm sure the letters on the note will perfectly match the cutouts from this magazine. But you didn't get an apology, nor did Ole change the style of his novella reviews on the streams, and you started acting. You bought blackcurrant jam, kidnapped Ole, and left the inscription, "You're much bigger than a hamster." So that wasn't a problem for you. No. Listen, it wasn't me. It was me, yes, I sent a note. I was extremely hurt by what Ole said about my text. But I didn't kidnap him, I swear. Don't know anything about any inscription, honestly. I just slid that note under his door and that's it. How did you find out where he lives? I was at a party for philologists and translators once. Everyone got plaster, and one of his colleagues said he lived in the same building as Hampton. I walked the poor guy to his apartment. He could barely walk himself, and he pointed out all his window to me. "Lieutenant Duke, Ina, look, I found this in the bathroom." Hey, I knew it. See? That's him. A bar with glasses and a mustache. It was a disguise. Damn it, Nick Von Goose, you're under arrest for suspicion of kidnapping Ole Amston. What? No, they are my glasses, not mine, you dirty cops. You planted this. You have the right to remain silent until a lawyer arrives, and you also have the right to legal counsel if you don't have your own lawyer. I'll sue all of you. You are the ones who will need lawyers. These aren't my glasses. You can't pin anything on me. Or you will be provided with a public defender. Let's take him out. Okay. We're taking the magazine and the glasses with us as evidence. Also, we need to call the Laden sister to identify Ned Van Goose as a jam buyer. I think we're getting close to the end of this case. That's a lot of reading. So, how did things go with the Lawrence sister? Did they identify Nick Van Gils as a Yam buyer? To be honest, they were very unsure, but it seemed more like they just wanted to get this whole thing over with. Sure, they signed the identification report, but damn it, Cobra, you scared them pretty bad during the search. They would have identified the buyer even if we had put those glasses on an elephant. My apologies, it won't happen again, I promise. I don't understand why Nick Van Gils won't confess. He already told us about the threatening note. Why stay silent about everything else? Even his lawyer has already advised him to tell everything, and most importantly, to name the location of Ole would be in Nick's best interest. I don't understand his silence. But look at the inscription at the crime scenes. You will never find him. Maybe Van Goose doesn't care about his own fate. He just wants Ole Hampson to suffer. Perhaps. But let's not forget about Stefan Ole. Ole. I said Ole, but it's Owley, right? Suggest we organize our findings on the evidence board. We'll read these later. Just violation of sanitary conditions and tax evasion, but no least regarding the kidnapped Ole. I think they are innocent. You mark them out. These two are suspect. Could have kidnapped Ole not for revenge, but for the criticism, but for morbid rituals of research. Motive is two. So what conclusion can we come to? Let's rule out the Lawrence sister right away. They're constantly busy between the institute and the kitchen. They have a weak motive and absolutely no means to organize a kidnapping. So that leaves either impulsive and vindictive Nick Van Goose or the cold-blooded and devious rich man Stepan Ali. So who do you think kidnapped Ole Hampson? Oh man, I feel like it's Van Goose because it presented the note. I don't know. Nick Van Goose is an impulsive and narcissistic character, but in a criticism of his visual novels, he's ready to get into a fight immediately. Not to mention the fact that Ole Hampson criticized his work to a wide audience. Third note didn't bring the desired result. Ole didn't apologize and didn't get scared. So Nick Van Goose decided to take action, having disguised himself. He bought blackcurrant jam, broke into the victim's apartment, and committed his crime. Right now, Arcady, it is important for us to extract confession and the location of Ole Hampson from him before it gets too late. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. Stand down. Major, we are right in the middle of the interrogating suspect. I know, his lawyer is just arrived, a public defender. He can't afford anyone else. For now, the interrogation has to stop. The lawyer wouldn't stop yapping something about the rights of every individual, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know how these defense attorneys are. And what about the suspect? Is he staying quiet? Yeah, although it makes absolutely no sense. We've been explaining for 3 hours. If he confesses voluntarily and tells us where he's holding the victim, it will possibly influence the judge's decision. But if he keeps insisting on he's only guilty of writing the note, and he insists that the glasses found during the search aren't his, why admit only half the crime if all the evidence is right in front of us? But then if you think about it, like the evidence point you to Nick Van Gils, but maybe it's a misleading misdirection that, telling us to pick on Nick Van Gils, but it's actually that the Stepan Ali is the actual suspect. Who knows what goes through the heads of these psychos? In any case, we found the criminal and we can close the case. We hold this Nick Van Gils for a few days and then send him to prison. He has no money for bail anyway. Major, but what about the kidnapping victim? We did everything we could. If we spend half a year on every case, it's our precinct's rating. We've hit rock bottom and we don't need that. So your team did a great job today, and tomorrow onward solving new crimes. What? That was quite a night, Care to head to a bar after everything that's happened. Thanks, Cobra, but I'll stay at the station a little longer. I've got something to do. Well, then take care. Wait, what? The rain hasn't let go of the city for 4 days. The streets are choking on filthy torrent. The city was never built to handle downpours like this. It feels like nature itself is punishing us for every sin and transgressions, for all the deceit and lies hiding behind this case. The criminal has been caught, but the victim is still suffering somewhere in the dark. And justice. The justice had remained from beyond the wall of rain. Was it right to arrest Nick Van Gus? Everything was against him. Motive. No alibi. Physical evidence. Then why won't the doubts go away? Why won't this damn intuition let me close the case with a clear conscience? If Van Gus is behind bars, maybe he'll tell us where Oliver Hampson is, and thus we put an end to all this suffering. But maybe not. And then what? Nothing. The case will be closed anyway, and added to my service record. Another step closer to my father's fame. But did I do everything I could? No, I think I need to think about it some more. My mind is on its nest. Thoughts are slipping away like shadow in a rain-slicked alley. Nodding together, hiding the truth from me. I've got to focus. If I don't cut through this chaos right now, and if I don't line up the facts, the thread is going to snap, and this time, it'll vanish into the dark forever. The Lawton sister, no alibi, but they have stockpiles of blackcurrant jam. There are two of them. One could have committed kidnapping. The other written the note. But I believe they didn't mean Ole any harm. They don't look like cold-hearted kidnappers. Stepan, Owley, somebody back with endless resources. He could have hired anyone and hidden Hampson anywhere. But does he really need this? What if he was telling the truth and he's only interested in his research? However strange it might be to me, then there's Nick Van Gus. There seems to be enough evidence, but confessed to the note almost immediately. So why deny the rest of the crime if he's already caught? Could I, an experienced lieutenant, have been wrong at the very core? Or is it my conscience gnawing at me just because Hampson was never found? Maybe it's time to finally let it all go. I did everything in my power. After all, I'm no comic book superhero. What? Okay, this is weird. Fine, I'll accept this damn monition for what it is. I'll surrender to it. What else remains when all logical answers melt away in the rain and the solution has just appeared? This restless inner instinct is all I have left now. My sentence and my final confidence. It reminds me in this city, sometimes it's enough to just stop and listen. Thinking again? What is haunting me? Who is haunting me? Whose behavior seems strange, unnatural to me? Whose name comes to mind first? That name has always been somewhere close by. It echoed on the periphery of my mind like raindrop insistently, drumming against the glass, trying to shatter it to pieces. I feel like it's the pond. Oh, Katie. Ooh. Ooh, what? Wait, what? A Katie, a corporal. I, in truth, barely know. But why him? What reason is there to suspect him? Oh. Wait, he's done the jam before, right? He's done the jam before. So it could be one of the writers that got the criticism from the hamster. It makes no sense. There's no logic in it. Yet, annoying Premonition keeps growing inside me. There's something wrong with them. Too many coincidences have occurred in this case. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. So what now? What can I do? Other than stare into the strange city again and again. Ask him directly? It's like driving into a swamp, hoping to find a pair. Yeah. Oh, what? Who's there? It's Patrol Officer Taylor, Lieutenant. I have been sitting here about 10 minutes while you just stare out the window. I did not mean to bother you, but I have to get to my desk. Right, good evening, officer. Of course, go ahead. Wait, actually, you know what? What is that? You're going to be a witness to a search. I need to check the workstation of our colleague, Corporal Arcady Farnell. What? You suspecting of something? Anya, I never did take a liking to that fellow. Everyone around the precinct is all gaga over him, especially the gals. But I look at him and see it plain as day. He's a shady character. Always has something hiding up his sleeve. What are we looking for, Lieutenant? I'll know when I find it. Right. Nothing interesting on the desk, nothing in the filing cabinet either. What about inside the desk? This case stands apart from all others. It is old. The investigation was conducted many years ago. The investigator on it was what? My father? Detective Richard Duke? The turkey couple, Ole and Marina Funnel, went away to a hotel complex for the weekend. Huh. Hmm. Look at that. They got a plan. Bruno? Katie? Has the same last name, ain't that right? Oh, so her dad had a case on his family. On the first evening of this day, they decided to visit the spa and sauna. A malfunction occurred in the temperature control system, and the couple perished in the sauna. Police technicians confirmed that the malfunction was accidental, and the case was classified as an accident. Good grief, what a taste of photo. I mean, nasty photo, horrible. The couple left two eggs at home during the weekend. They were being looked after by her hand sister. The lead investigator, Richard Duke, took temporary custody of the unborn funnel chicks and, oh, that's her, and received permission to transport the funnel eggs to his own home. There also some kind of drawing here. Who drew this? Could it be Arcady? He drew this. This is plain in detail. Capture the hamster, make her make the Ikaduke confused. Everybody laugh at her. Too desperate, lost a job, profit. Why did he do that unless he thought we would never see this, you think? Vanity, definitely. My favorite scene. Oh, it is a coat, never mind. Also attached to the case is a contract of the purchase of some real estate, some old unfinished building located not far from the city center. The contract is dated this year and he registered to the corporal. Why does he need this property? Planning to build a house? I do not get it. Were the dead turkeys Arcady's parents? So our ego Arcady's funnel is a turkey? Or how am I supposed to understand this, you think? Jeez. I think I have to call my father right now. Hi Dad, it's me. Sweetheart, I'm so glad to hear from you. How are you doing? Are you dressing warm? You could catch a cold in this weather just like that. Dad, I'm calling you about work. Well, about case, an old case you worked on once. I'm all ears. It is about a hotel accident, a couple, Ole and Marina Funnel. First, there, Dad, oh, sweetheart, I should have told you sooner. But first, you were so small and then everything got so busy. Mom and I had work. You had your studies. I did not know how to tell you, honey. Mom and I adopted you. What? But we love you so much anyway. You are our joy and pride, no matter what. Dad, oh, how did you even find this case? I thought it was buried deep in the archives among other papers. That is not important, Dad. The case mentions two eggs. Why did my mom only adopt me? What happened to the second egg? We were on the train back then, and it was bringing you home. There was a family in the next car, a chicken and a rooster. Ooh. They were also carrying a basket with eggs, their future children. A whole basket, can you imagine? When everyone was getting off, there was such a crush. We barely squeezed past the crush, right? And later, I noticed that I was missing one egg. I guess one of the two eggs I was supposed to bring home accidentally ended up in that family's basket. I searched for them, truly. I searched for years, but they sell train tickets without identification. I traveled to every town and village around that station. Nothing, not a single lead. I understand. Honey, come see us. We need to talk. Yes, Dad, I will come a little later. I need to try and save someone first. Give mom my love. I love you both. Bye. Bye, my little bird. That is one hell of a story. Those daytime soaps have got nothing on this. Well, I'll be darned. That means you're in a duke. You're in a funnel. I suppose I am. Huh? What was that? Did you hear that noise? Yeah, again, something's happening out in the hall. Careful, Taylor, cover me. I'm going to check it out. Ooh. What on earth's going on here? Feathers everywhere, and what this supposed to be? Oh! That's a disguise. Holy Mother of God, is it a December body parts right here in our station? I don't think so. It looks like it's just makeup. You can see traces of glue on. Oh, that's why he bring the glues with him all the time. Cobra Inferno, Katie, come out. We know it's you, and you keep in mind we are armed. Huh? Well, hello there, Lieutenant. Katie, did you kidnap Oles Hampton? And why would I do such a thing? You tell me, Katie. And another thing, explain why you kept quiet about being my brother. Damn it, you actually found that file. I came back for it, but this cursed rain sucked through all the glue. I have to lock tubes around all the time. Everything is falling apart in this endless rain. Well, hell, everything was going so well, but you just don't know when to quit, do you? You have to get to the bottom of it, uncover all the secrets. Well, of course, the famous Lieutenant Duke, daughter of the legendary Colonel Duke. I don't understand. Why start all of this? The disguises, the kidnapping, what for? Why the disguises? Do you have any idea what it's like growing up as a turkey among chickens? No, you don't. Wait, what? Why are you mad about it? I mean, it was not his fault. It was not his fault for missing you, right? I mean, it was kind of his fault, but couldn't find him. You grew up in a loving family, supported and cared for. And me, I grew up amid whispers behind my back and roosters that pecked at me every chance they got just because I was different. After I ran away from that farm, I've been pretending to be someone else the whole time. Disguise is easier. It offers a ton of benefits and no one recognizes you unless you want them to. Ever since childhood, I've been obsessed with detective stories and crime novels. Your father, Richard Duke, was a role model to me. But at first, I wanted to be a writer, not a cop. To write gripping detective stories, tales, and novellas, but everything changed after Hampton trampled on my novella. There was a moment I decided, enough. You were already studying at the police academy by then. Naturally, the press couldn't resist writing about it. After all, the daughter of the prominent investigator following in his footsteps and some sensations. Your family had money and connections while I had to claw my way through life on my own. For what? Just because I accidentally ended up in the wrong basket as an egg. Why me? Why not you? I will never be able to forgive you for that. You had everything and I had nothing. Later, I even joined the police academy myself. In my first year, while digging through the archives, I stumbled upon a case file regarding our parents' death, and then everything finally fell into place. It was from that moment on that I started concocting a plan for revenge. I had to drop out of the academy due to the lack of funds, but what difference does it make now? Look, I've been working here for 3 years and with a fake diploma, not a single soul has suspected a thing. But none of that is my fault, Katie. So what? Am I supposed to feel better because of that? Are we supposed to hug with tears in our eyes and live happily ever after? No. It was the perfect plan, where I would get rid of two enemies. When Hampton isn't found, everyone will see that you're just a careerist who cares only about herself. I might not destroy you, but the press will happy to do it for me. It was you. You were the one telling the reporter about the case the whole time. Of course, the case of Ole Hampton kidnapping had to go public. There was no other way. When the Larden sister started hinting that the buyer of the current James was a burr, I got nervous. But that fool Von Goose with his anonymous note literally saved me. I was sure that the mustache glasses were the final nail in his coffin. Katie, you can still save yourself. Tell me where Ole is. He doesn't deserve such a terrible fate. No, sister, I won't let you have this farewell. Oh my god. Is he gonna fly? Turkey don't fly. Damn, he must have gone and killed himself falling like that. Actually, turkeys fly pretty well, but only for short distances. Go grab your banner and go find him fast. Hell, what if this fella's packing heat? Lord knows what kind of stunt that psycho's gonna pull. Tell her you're a police officer. You're armed too. Oh well, reckon. Plum forgot. Alright then, I'm off to nap. That scoundrel. What are you gonna be doing? I'm heading out to find Ole Hampton. But Arcady never did say where he stashed the target. Remember the purchase agreement for that unfinished building? The one tucked into the case files for Arcady's desk. I suspect that exactly where we ought to look. Oh, good luck to you. Hope it all turns out right in the end. I'm off. What a turn of event. Unfinished building. This is Lieutenant Innaduk. If anyone's here, come out with your paws or wings up. I'm armed and I will defend myself if attacked. Empty, such heavy, loud rain. Is that a whisper? Help! Please help! Ole Hampton, I'm going to get you out, but I need to know where you are. I'm here. The door. Oh, I didn't even notice this door. Ole, get away from the door. I have to shoot the lock up. Do you hear me? Get away from the door. Yes, I hear you. Just a second. I'm coming down. Ole, come to me. Ole, where are you? What? Ole? Oh, he got there first. What? Oh, it's over. It's all over, Ole. You're free. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lieutenant, man, we got him. We finally corralled the varmint. That's all she wrote. So's over. He's wearing the bracelets now. Yes, I understood. The burst in the cage came over for Arcady. He's looking at a long stay in the slammer. Officer Taylor, that's enough. Well, that's the end of the road for that scoundrel. Another feather in the cap for justice, I reckon. I understand. Ahem. I found Ole Hampton. I'm taking him to the hospital now. I'll take his statements there. Gotcha. And what comes next? Then I'll head over to my parents and we have more than one mug of hot chocolate together. I surely need a break right now. See you later. Oh, folks, before we move on to reviewing the visual novel from the new jam, let me say a few words. It's been a tough year for me. Well, you all know how it is. The kidnapping experience, really left a mark on me. I've realized why honesty and objectivity are fundamental. What matters just as much how you wrap your critic. I have changed. I'm not the same hamster I was before, folks. Now, regarding the visual novel we've just finished, Innaduk. Well, I feel it coming. I'm flattered that my stories from last year inspired the author's plot and I came across quite charming in it. I must admit, but damn it, why Innaduk and not Ole Hampton actually? I'm the main star of the story, aren't I? And also, was it really that hard to proofread the text at least once before uploading to the jam? Fix the mistakes, edit it. I'm not even going to mention that the kidnapper here is a cliche villain from the cheap detective flick, and don't you dare write in the chat that this is exactly how it happened in real life. That is no excuse to make such shit. Whoa. That's the end. Potato pancakes teroni. Ingredients: potatoes 1 kilogram, mushroom ceremonial button 500 grams, onions 3 pieces, all-purpose flour 2 tablespoons, green onions, scallions 2 to 3 stalks, sunflower, olive oil for frying, coconut or the plant-based, sour cream, salt and pepper to taste. Wait, we do have that ingredients? Good. Instruction: peel the potato and 2 of the onions and then rinse them under cold water. Grate the potatoes and onions into a large bowl. Finally grate. Will you grate the onions? Makes for a smoother, more delicate pancakes. Drain the It says liquid from the potato mixture using a sieve. Add the flour, salt, and pepper and mix until everything is well combined. Heat all into frying pans. Cook potato mixture by the tablespoon into the hot oil and fry the pancakes for 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Add more oil to the pan as needed. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Mushrooms topping. Chop the mushroom in the remaining onion, saute in oil until ready, about 10 to 15 minutes. Season with salt and pepper to taste. I guess the devs really like this recipe, huh? I mean, it sounds amazing. Enjoy. Hey, that's a happy family. The end. I think. Yeah, it's coming up. Well, there we go, guys. That's the end of this. I guess this is more like a visual novel, detective game. It turned out pretty good. I mean, it's on sale, 20% off right now for like $5. I say definitely getting it if you into detective novels, visual novels. Here we go. All right, thanks you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.